just kind of letting her lope around here free and balanced in a natural carriage. I'm just going to sit down here real quiet. Don't have to pull on her and drag her around to kind of get her stopped. I'll shape her to the right. The front quarters around the hind quarters. She's starting to kind of feel for things, feel of me. There's the right leg yield. And I kind of wait for her to relax. There we go. Left shape, left leg yield to the right. Starting to step the hind quarters around a little bit in that left shape. And that's a pretty good start. Get a right shape. Step them hind quarters back over to her right. Starting to get some hind quarter control for better lead departures. And now you can see the demeanor change, and I'm going to see how fast she'll walk. Right there, you saw a big change. I mean, she really reached out there for me. But she's trying not to cross that line. Now, as I come in with both legs, she picks that up and changes that from a 4-beat to a 2-beat. I mean, she really kind of wants to make it. And I'll just have her get a little soft here. But she's starting to find some of it in one-handed. Just put a little life in my hand. There's my change. There's her getting soft in my hand. Picking that front end up, leaving nice. I kind of went to 2 hands to make sure I had a good start. But I've had her outside a bunch. Had her up in the mountains a couple of times. I'm just gonna sit down here. She's not quite with me. The bridle kind of backed that up. But I didn't have to really just slap her in the face and pull her in the ground. I just kind of used the bridle to remind her that, hey, my energy's changing. She did a really good job of reaching the front end to the left. I'm gonna leave the hind quarters there. Leave the hind quarters there. Bring the front quarters to the left. There's a good change right there. I just kind of let her bump into that supporting rein a little bit. I don't try to hold her back, some do. But I just kind of want her to feel me. I'm gonna get that front end to reach more than the hind quarters. I'm getting her blocked out with that left rein, just a reminder. And I'm riding her to the right. I'm not dragging her to the right. There's my good half circle. Kind of get out of there. Thing back here to the left. Reaching nice. I'm still letting them hind quarters drift a little bit. But I'm also to a place now that if I was up here on a cow and I stopped here and I wanted to come back through, I could. I've done some sorting with her. She's a horse that's going to fit a lot of areas. I got a girl looking for a drill team horse. She'd be really good in the show pen if you wanted to kind of go ahead and do some things in the equitation world, the cowboy dressage, the western dressage. She's really just trying to get along. She's been kind and sweet all the way along. I mean, she clips. She's good to brush. She's good to handle. I've traveled with her quite a little bit. She doesn't require a whole bunch of extra care. I mean, if she has different hay tonight because I happen to be at somebody else's house, she eats it, goes on. It's not real chronic as far as colic and things like that go. She went to her first branding on June 11th, 2017. And we'll probably have some pictures you can see of that as well. But she drug about 30 cows to the fire. And her mother wasn't sure how she would respond to the cows. She was pretty non-responsive to the cows. It was just another day at the ranch. And I mean, that's kind of how it is. We did a little video of me working with another horse, and I just bumped an ear with my rope, and she didn't get too upset about that deal. In fact, I'll just stop here, see if I can keep her from getting away. Wasn't too bad a deal. I usually can't do that when I'm on video. I can do that a whole bunch of times when nobody's watching, so. But I mean, there were nice things to have around and have available to you. You know, you want to go trail riding and tie your saddlebags and slicker and all that good stuff to her. She's going to be good with that. You know, she's about 15 hands. I'm going to say she's going to go about 1050. She's had a baby. I think it was by a play gun horse. You know, she's just been real reachable and trackable. And right in there, I think she'll let me rescue that anyway. But I mean, she just tries to make things pretty easy. We may just take a little trip outside, go up and down some ravines and let you see her do that. I don't know what else I would do to her in here to show her. I mean, we walked, trotted, and loped. She was moving along there pretty well. She's well bred. She's well put together. She's going to sell 100% sound. I'm really looking forward. And right in there, she's kind of looking up there. And I'll just put a little life in that deal, and I'll say, just get your head and neck soft. And I'm just going to ride off. And I do that, and I'm going to speak of that. It seems like every time I'm talking about the horsemanship side of it and why I get to where I'm at. When I stop here, and right in there, she wasn't really thinking about stop real strong, so I just kind of backed her up to remind her. But I want my horses straight, and she left on a self-carriage. She got kind of in bounce and left from behind like I would want one to leave. And when I left, I thought about that, and I figured, well, I'm going to show that while I were there. But I've handled other horses on her. I've used her as my feet and legs. When I'm handling other horses, that's her job, is to be there as my feet and legs. She's there for me as if I was on my hands and knees. Hard. She's starting to kind of figure out. She's been in the mountains enough to know now that three in the ground, one in the air is kind of the best way to do that as far as the footfall and things go. She's not buddy sour. She doesn't get all upset if other horses go away. I'm not going to say that she's lethargic to it. She's very aware of her surroundings, but she's also very there and very with me. You know, and if I was in a hurry and I'm going to go down here and block some cows, I'm going to go down through here, and I might ask her to hurry down off this deal because we got somewhere to go. We may need to kind of get off of it, and she kind of gets off of it in pretty good bounce. And then I say, oops, they got away anyway, so let's go back here and but then, just now that we kind of got things warmed up, there's a cinder block right here in front of us. I'll just see if she can find her way over it. Never even nicked it. So, she's a fun mare to ride, and she's really easy to look at. And if you had something, maybe you wanted to raise some babies by her, you'll see pictures of her paper, so you'll know what her breeding and stuff is. And then right in there, I'm kind of uphill. I'm going to back her uphill here a little bit. I don't get a chance to do that very often. Right in there, I'll get her a little better with her face. But then feet are starting to move, pull herself uphill. That's a great way to build a top line, a great way to build a top line. Get her to pulling from behind. She's still a horse. Like wanted to take a little bite of grass there. But she kind of run into my hand before it had a chance to turn into much. Right there, she kind of investigated. There was a little bit of a steep ledge. She stepped right up there and just pulled herself up good and straight. She was thinking about going up here. I said, why don't you think about taking the lower road? She said, okay, we'll take the lower road. And I mean, duck down through the trees and come back up here. And so, back what I might do real quick is I'll just step off and uncinch her and pull my saddle off so you can see her back. But she's great to load. There were just some gunshots right there. You may have heard them. Maybe they're firecrackers, I guess, coming on the 4th of July. But she looked and I asked her to come back and she come right back. Like I said, she's just been a fun mare to be on. She's not lazy, but she's not one of them you just gotta wrestle with all the time. I like the fact that she wants to move and go someplace, be forward. But she also kind of appreciates some good quality time off. She'll take the easy route when it's offered. But she's good to do her feet. She was barefoot when I started riding her, but I've been up in the mountains, been up in the rocks and stuff, and I wasn't going to take a chance on bruising her or getting up there and getting her sore and then getting her crippled, so we went ahead and shot her for some things that we were going to do. The branding we had, it was pretty rocky up there in that country, but she was just a sweetheart to shoe, just stood there. She kind of looked like she got her work clothes on around my house. When I got her, she'd come right out of a barn about 2.5, 3 months ago, and I mean, she was absolutely gorgeous. But there's kind of what she looks like from the left side. Kind of see what she is. But I mean, she's real easy to move. The hindquarter stepped over real well. I'm going to back her up, get her front feet straight. But I mean, she's pretty straight-legged. I really can't fault her when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, there's always something, somebody like a little more bone or a little more of this or a little more of that. But she's 10 years old. She's seeing that saddle. And that's kind of what her right side looks like. Mane falls off on the right side. And that's kind of what the hindquarters look like. My name's Rich Scott. I'll be marketing her. I'll be the agent for Deborah Carter. So if, you know, I'm 6'4". Not too many get much taller than that. She's gonna fit really good. A lady from 5'4", somewhere in there. I mean, we drug calves to the fire when I was even being my size. There wasn't an ounce of quit in her. She had a lot to take in that day. So the first couple of calves, I would say there's a little concern, but there wasn't anything that when she went, oh, okay, we're good. And then we went on and she just like she'd been doing it her whole life. We'll have phone numbers and stuff, so hope you like what you saw. If you're interested, give us a call. Thank you.